The third night of the Fragbite Masters, we are about to kick off Group B here of the Counter-Strike Global Offensive Tournament, and it's going to be Envy and nEophyte starting us off. But, Anders, what do you think about this? What do you think about this match?
I think exactly what everyone else is thinking. This is going to be a bit of a train wreck, essentially, on nEophyte's side. It's just a really, really tough matchup, without a doubt. Envy, they're just too strong, man.
Yeah, and well, yeah, exactly right. Top 2 team in the world, pretty much. I mean, it's up for debate as to who's got the throne right now, but this is going to be really rough for nEophyte. But then that's how it breaks down. Sometimes you qualify for the tournament, you come in, you try and get in, get that slot, and you're 4th seed in the group. You're going to go against the 1st seed in the group. And so it's a rough start for them, but they're not out of it. Of course, there's a consolidation match to look forward to. I know we're getting like really ahead of ourselves right now. We're already just like, you know what, guys?
That's it.
You know, well, it was great while it lasted, but
I mean, it would be a complete and shocking upset if nEophyte managed to put up any kind of real resistance against Envy. In fact, if they did that, it would be a huge sign that something's gone like horribly wrong on Envy's side. Like they'd really have to screw this up badly. We've seen
trying to find like the way to make this positive. I mean, it's going to be a learning experience.
Any given Sunday,
right? Friday Night Lights.
I don't know. This is the problem, right? Because if we try and sell it as this is going to be all right, you know, there's always a chance it could happen.
Listen, there's always a chance, you know, just like a meteor could hit the planet Earth, you know, it's like the same thing, right? I mean, it's an outside chance.
It'll be really, really rough. I mean, we've seen teams show up before, even like, you know, top teams show up and like vastly underestimate their opponents and like not take it seriously for too long. The problem is this is a best of 3 game. It's a best of 1 game. I wouldn't be like, I would still say, you know, 80, 90% Envy winning it. But then there's always that 10% that maybe they're too slow to start. They don't take it seriously and nEophyte are on fire. But they can't really be on fire for, you know, 3 maps in a row. I don't see that's the problem here. So yeah, I think that's why the odds are so heavily stacked. I'm sorry, it's hard to change.
It's hard to disagree, but I think we're going to go ahead and take a look at the rosters now. get an intro on who we'll be playing. So here you have them, basically the Kings right now: NBK, Shoxy, Happy, Kirishima, and Smiths. And like this is basically the top 2 team in the world right now at this point. I mean, despite them having a bit of a rough time at the last event that they attended, that's PGL, where they kind of bombed out. I mean, it's still like the team to keep an eye on right now, along with Fnatic.
Yeah.
The sheer potential that's on this roster is absolutely insane.
Oh, absolutely. There's not much to say really, apart from the fact that they are a really solid team, and individually as well, they're super strong. So,
bit sad I forgot to bring my hat tonight.
Well, I don't think that's necessary.
It's not going to be necessary tonight.
Could be all right. But I mean, you match any one of these players up against any one of the nEophyte players, and it's going to be rough, right? So Envy could rely on just doing, you know, run and gun, take the aim fights, do whatever they feel like, and it'll probably work out pretty well.
I think that's what we're going to see. I think it's going to come down to nEophyte making Envy respect them, and are they going to be able to step up and actually get that done? Because Envy are going to go into this being like, Neo who? Like, okay, well, you know, we'll just take these maps. Dust 2, a great map for Envy. Cash, potentially their best map right now in the pool. And then Inferno, like, all 3 of these maps, Envy dominate on.
To be fair, though, the nEophyte players aren't completely unknown. It's not like they haven't been around for a long time, and here they are. So, especially Stuco, I feel like I've seen a lot. Oscar as well. So, yeah, we know a couple of them. Actually, Stuco's not playing here. I swear he was on the lineup online. So, did they change him out recently?
Might be. I mean, Oscar?
Yeah, okay. That's actually very interesting. Because I was kind of that was like my one hope was the Stuco was going to be playing, and then we could have seen him.
Isn't this kind of the group of the roster changes as well? Because coming up later we have Flipside. Well, roster changes. I might be getting ahead of myself with Flipside, but that might very well be the case soon for them, considering Simple, you know, the ESL ESCA league that's coming up. I mean, any VAC tournament pretty much. I mean, he's in a bit of a rough spot himself. But LGB have just lost Rain, as far as the news is concerned. Until that's official, but apparently it is official that he's no longer on the roster, that he's been bought out. There's a bunch of different things going on around Rain right now, but I mean LGB, as far as that is concerned, they have lost Michael, so we'll see who they're going to have tonight playing for him.
Hiko's just joined Nihilum, so
yeah, man, you see that?
Yeah, that's super exciting. I'm really glad to see Hiko playing again. That makes me happy.
Definitely not the team, like if he was going to make a team, or at least, you know, if he was going to make a team, right, you know, he was going to do it with Skadoodle, but then Skadoodle gets picked up by Cloud9, so then where else, you know, do we go past that point? It felt like Hiko was kind of like spinning his wheels, wondering where he needed to go. Seems like he could have had the pick of the litter as well, so it's a bit surprising to see him go with Nihilum.
Yeah, but I think Hiko's mentality is one that like he wants the people that are the most motivated to win. So maybe he feels like that was it. I mean, to be fair, the ESEA land, Sanks and Professor Chaos and all the rest of them,
True.
they played out of their minds. So you know, if they're hungry right now, probably that's what Hiko's looking for.
And you've also got Semphis on the lineup now as well. So that's probably like the big thing, actually, is just the fact that, you know, Hiko's played with Semphis for so long. He's known him for so long. It's probably just like Hiko going to familiar territory, saying, okay, at least, you know, Semphis, he's got experience and he's going to have ideas. And then, you know, exactly. The raw talent that we saw from Sanks in particular. Like, he was up there. I think he finished like second with the most triple kills like out of the tournament, pretty much, apart from like Kenny, who was leading it first. You know, like
Balance played really well. He had like some really good rounds. So there was just a lot of stuff. I think there's a lot of promise in the Nylum team. Maybe that's what he's thinking here.
It's quite a few changes.
Stuff to build on.
It's like we still, I guess we're through our first week. Now we have to make it through the second week, right, of the North American Shuffle. But like,
it's definitely not done yet. There's probably more to come. I imagine.
You already have, what was it, PDR joining up now with Luminosity.
Oh, so apparently Happy isn't playing tonight. So that's actually the at least the shot caller, the in-game leader call out of it. So that's a little bit
I wish
exciting.
we'd known this before.
And only for the first match.
Okay.
So it's going to be, second map will be having Happy back, but the first one they'll be playing someone else. I wonder who. Well,
What's going to be interesting
get into it.
Is Shoxy going to step in to call it? Is Eddie? Is it going to be like a combination of Shoxy, Eddie, and NBK? And like,
yeah, they'll be fine. I mean, in terms of especially playing against a team like nEophyte, I think they'll be just fine having someone else do it. Shock's probably going to be the one doing it, and NBK just like throwing some stuff in there.
It could be real though, like the whole underestimation thing now, because like Happy when Envy are behind in any kind of match, it's usually Happy who's basically like, okay, time to get things done, and he steps up and starts getting frags. Without Happy on the team.
I would nEophyte to see nEophyte really put up a fight here, but they're going to have to really prove it, I think. It's going to be a little bit tough here. So, Nalexan is playing for Envy instead. Not quite sure who that is, but I guess we'll find out. Zero, Barbie, Custone, Uno, and Oscar playing over at nEophyte. We'll see how far they can get here. It's the first map, first round coming up, and nEophyte gets a start on the terrorist side here. So once again, welcome third day of Fragbite Masters. And a very standard split going out right now for nEophyte, which is just fine. That's pretty much what we want him to do. And Alexander almost getting caught in the middle here. They're going to keep blocking at him. If they can catch him on his own, they will. And that's a great opening kill.
NBK might be in for a bit of a rough time. He decides to back off. He was thinking about it there for a second if he wanted to try and push long house. But instead, he's going to fall back to pit. So this is his usual position. Shoxy coming back in, playing on B slope. And it's going to be Smiths actually to pick somebody up. It looks like that was a shot into mid. So we've lost 2 players here already. Uno ends up losing out when he tried to push into long house. He gets picked up, and now Kyoshima pushing into upper dark. This is kind of like the trademark EnVyUs as well. Just get in there, start pushing around on the map, get that information. They push into dark. They're not afraid to go for the pushes, essentially, to try and hunt people down. But another headshot goes out, and Barbie, he's managing to push Smiths way back.
Ooh, yeah, 2 members of Envy very low at the moment. Shock's trying to take a fight here. Will land a headshot on Oscar, jumping for the shot on Barbie, and he takes a third one on Zero. And that is going to be Shock's just cleaning up. That's kind of an unreal performance. I mean, and that's part of the problem. It's not like we don't want. It's not like we want to sell nEophyte short here, but with this kind of performance, it's really hard to deal with. That's going to be a highlight reel for a while. That one.
It's not like he did it with the USP, so I'm not going to go full Cali on him. But that jump shot there, that's nasty. And then of course Zero, basically nothing he could do if he's trying to plant that bomb.
Oh, Happy's already joining.
Oh, there you go.
He sat out for exactly 1 round. Well, thanks to Nalexan for helping us out.
For that first round. I mean, hey, he managed to get some info mid, spotted 2 guys. You know, I guess you got that going for you. So you know, he was able to at least provide some kind of he soaked up some shots. We'll put it that way, right? He soaked up some shots.
Well, it's Tech 9s and Scouts being picked up by nEophyte. I like that. 2 Scouts. I think that's a cool idea. Oscar actually has a Scout and a Tech 9, so he could be lethal.
Keo taking quite a bit of damage as well. I'm wondering if those were nades that went in on him. I think so, because he gets dropped down to 23 HP. Deep nade there, but Zero's just far enough out to the side. He's not going to get tagged up. And Happy, unfortunately for him, he only started with 800 bucks, I think, but they didn't waste any time. Envy, he just buys a 5.7 and an HG. He's not going to make too many bones over it. nEophyte going for the big risk at this point, and these are the kinds of plays that nEophyte are going to have to go for. I think the things that might just catch EnVyUs off kilter, off balance, going for a force buy after a plant, going for the Tech 9 armor, and then double scout. We have to see if they can have an impact though. And right now, they're actually winning the damage duels.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job, nEophyte here. Envy just gotta be really careful. 3 of the members just within a couple of shots of a Tech-9 here. And Barbie doing a really good job pre-firing that smoke. It's so common, especially for Envy. Happy you'll see him all the time jumping up those boxes. So definitely showing that they know how Envy play. A lot of work put into this. That's really cool. They're not showing up unprepared. They've done the homework, which you've got to do if you're playing a team like Envy. But that's definitely nice to see. They can get this kill here. Smith's so low on health, but he's gonna, well, Happy's gonna come in with the 1 kill, goes for a spray, not connecting. Smith's popping up behind the box and picking off Barbie.
And there you go. NBK, whoa, nice 180 shot, and he nearly picks up the second one as well. It's going to be down to 0 now, the last man alive, but he's alone on that B site. The bomb has been picked up on Cat. He's going to get found out fairly soon here. Making steps. Not sure if somebody was close enough to hear that, but I think Happy was in position, and yeah, they're going for the pre-fire around the corner. They know. They know where he's playing from. Not enough time for 0 to get in there, though, and he's just going to hold on to the gear that he has, and nobody will be able to hunt him down. But that's a good point that you make. You know, that we had the clear illustration there that nEophyte, they've seen plenty of games from Envy. They know what to expect from Envy with the pre-fire like that into CT spawn.
I mean,
what do Envy have to go off of, though? That's the issue. This is going to be the difficult thing here for Envy. They're going to have to play kind of a catch-all kind of style just because they're not going to be exactly sure how nEophyte want to approach this map.
Yeah, that is probably the one advantage that nEophyte have at this point. It's a real shame that round as well. Envy, I mean, all of Envy was within 2 shots of a Tech-9, so that could have actually been around for nEophyte if they just landed a couple of more shots. So nice effort put in for them. This time they're going to basically outclock and Tech-9 NBK in the smoke as well. They're going to take out Happy. Great start here from Terrorist side, and they're going to keep fighting. Smith's coming up with a kill. Actually, no, he just goes, yeah, he comes with 1 kill, and then Kiyoshima with the scout and the grenade to get a double. So that's actually a real shame. Right up until Kiyoshima showed up, this was a really good round. And
now they've got them boxed as well. Shoxy's already pushed into Longhouse. There's no backing off here, so they have a minute now to see if they can't get a headshot onto Kiyoshima somehow. There's that FAMAS in play. So Kiyo's got to be careful. He's getting tagged up, though, and Kiyoshima keeps peeking out, and he's going to get punished, and this is now big. Shoxy, however, could get in here and stop this bomb from making it across. He's going to go for the run-in. Doesn't realize that somebody's staying behind him. Luckily for him, that man was low HP, so just some spray gets the job.
Bomb as well, so now Crystal has to come back in here, and he ends up going down. It's such a shame. Just didn't have the health to take that fight with Jox, who picks up a double kill. But they're bringing it really close here. I mean, this is much better than I was expecting. So definitely very cool. But also, I think Envy just kind of taking the fights as they were. They're not playing very safely at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. It comes down to earning that respect again, right? You know, nEophyte, they're going to have to show Envy that, hey, you can't try and push through smoke Happy against us. NBK, you can't stand out in the open because we will find those shots. We will get the punish. So now it gets a little bit tricky here because nEophyte have got their guns, and they've got some nades to work with as well. And they go for a very, very kind of bread and butter kind of opening here, spreading out across the map, getting map control so that they can start pushing into the extremities.
Uno, he's got the flashbang here, so he's going to set it up for his teammate down there. Good pop flash in, just to check the middle. No one from Envy holding too close to that, so they're going to be just fine. But still, just a nice way of checking it. The shot's going to come in. Quick headshot there. And a follow-up kill, I think it was a body shot afterwards, onto Barbie. He ends up going down.
And Shoxy had also spotted the man over at Xbox as well, so it's not going to be the end of the world. Flash through, and now they're trying to push through onto Cat. Shox holding up close, though. Shoots Uno in the ass, and that's not going to help here for nEophyte. They're down 2 guys already in this crucial round. Their first buy round, and they aren't really managing to get anything done here. EnVyUs have just plugged all the gaps.
35 seconds as well. It's that's not a lot when the bomb is in the middle. They're going to have such a hard time breaking through, especially on long. I feel like this is kind of almost a suicide mission. NBK just has to stall them for a few seconds and the round falls apart. They have to get a perfect kill on NBK here, otherwise he's not going to work out. They line up for him. They will take him out. Next in line. And Smith, and this is another sign that it's for the Envy aren't playing 100%, because Smith could have just hidden by a car and there would have been no time for them to make it up into the site at all. Now it's going to be up to Happy to try and stop them. Bomb is dropped as well, and that pretty much seals the round here. No chance at all. Happy going to pick up a double kill. And nEophyte will end up falling in this round without putting the bomb down, which is a real shame. I think we're seeing a couple of instances of Envy just kind of just rolling with it as they please.
That was kind of a, yeah, exactly. And that was also very kind of nEophyte to take Smiths off and make sure that Happy could pick it up and save it at the end of the round as well. Even if Shoxy had plenty of money, he could have bought a new one for Smith. I'm surprised that Happy actually goes up that close and runs out of bullets. But again, this is them just disrespecting him. Envy right now, they're kind of just doing their thing, messing around. Another flash. And these flashes right now are just flawless. But these smokes basically give away his position. So now they have to know that somebody's waiting here at car. And nEophyte, they're just trying to count and see if they can't catch him out. But he's going to be the one to strike first and take out Quest 1. Oh. And he's still here as well. He's got support from Kyoshima as well up on that site. So it's not going to get any easier here for nEophyte in this eco round.
Long range battle here. Really hard to do with the P250, even though it's a powerful gun. M4 just a little bit better. Double kill for Kyoshima. Uno going to end up going down to Smith. So it's a nice peek. He was on 14 health, so he could have definitely dropped then. But he gets a triple kill, and EnVy are up to 5 rounds. And nEophyte picking up the 1 AWP there. It's a cool choice. I really want to see them keep fighting and not just falling into the same pattern. So far, they've really tried to switch it up as much as they can. Or when they do the same thing, it's because they keep going long to get the opening, and they get all those openings. So you can't really blame them for that either. But it's nice to see that they're not just like falling into some pattern that just doesn't work.
It seems to me that nEophyte, okay, they're getting control of long, but then they're kind of petering out after that. They don't really know what to do or how to break the hold that EnVy have on that position afterwards. So they're managing to continuously kill off NBK and Happy, but then where do you go after that? That's what they're struggling with right now. But now that they have all the nades, they can go for something that they've pracked. They can go for something that they've actually tested. So we'll see what they decide to go for. And it does look like that bomb is making its way into Upper Dark. It's a bit early in the round still to call it, but still 4 players gathered up. 2 in Upper Dark, 2 in mid. This is definitely looking like they want to try and go towards that B site. Nice nade on the Shoxy, though. That's going to ring his bells.
Yeah, he was tagged earlier from another one, so I think he was at 88, and that's Kyoshima going down. Oscar opening up the B bomb site. Shox coming back in quick, but got to be careful. Oscar still right at the entrance, and he's got a bodyguard with him as well. They need to come out middle so they can actually help the 2 teammates here, because if Shox wins this early fight, it's going to be a problem. NBK to take down 1. Now Shox actually in the corner gets found, ends up dropping, and Uno going to pick up Smith. This is a great round for nEophyte. Finally getting some traction in here. Happy controlling the middle, but it's going to be a really tough retake. They're playing 2v4.
And they know that that lurk is there. So you can see, I mean, they clearly know that the man who picked off Smith is there. He's going to lose to NBK. Shot goes through, but Happy trying to push through that window is going to get caught off by Barbie. It's just going to be NBK now. Takes that peak battle, gets dropped down to 11 HP. He's going to be backing off at this point. He does not want to hang around here. He can swap out for that AK, run away, hold on to this rifle, and make sure that they can save a little bit of money going into the next round, because a 1v3 retake is not going to happen for him on that B site. Oh, he actually decides to stick around, and he gets a headshot, so he's going to make this very expensive. 2 kills, not going to get the 3rd. But the damage there, oh, Barbie just barely makes it to that op, though, so they do manage to save the important gun, but that was very expensive for nEophyte.
It's the first time in the first 6 rounds here that Shox actually died, so he's at 9-0-1 currently. But yeah, some very good round for nEophyte. Great opening, and even when they got the opening, you got to give them credit for this as well. They don't just charge in; they really try to play that slow and think about what they were doing. So yeah, great stuff. I really appreciate that, because this is one of the most common mistakes you can make, is just entry frag, especially a B-bomb site. You know there's at most going to be 1 more guy in there.
And so if they cross that portal, if they cross that entrance, Shoxy could get picked off, and he's going to do that. 0 lands that headshot instantly on Shoxy, and NBK goes down at long.
Yeah, Barbie in the middle, almost spotting out Happy. He was again trying to jump over that box. Smith's going to pick up the 1 kill there. And Happy is close by now. They've just checked this, so they really can't know that he's there. Oh, they still check it. Oscar taking out Happy. Great work on him. They were just in there looking, so kind of surprising that they go back and check it once more. Smith's going to get a headshot on Uno, but should be no problem for nEophyte to pick up a 3rd round in a row. Gotta say that's impressive.
And they know where he is as well. They've already snuck their way out onto B slope, so that's going to be 0 holding over there. And yeah, EnVy right now are getting, I think they're getting kind of set back. I don't think that EnVy are feeling too distressed about this turn of events, however, because CT side, it's kind of like what we had going with Na'Vi the other night, where they were losing CT rounds because they weren't quite able to adjust to Penta's aggression. But then when it went over to the T side, they just kind of mopped up Penta and rolled right through him. And I think EnVy are kind of feeling the same way. They're like, okay, we'll get the rounds that we need, or, that we want to get basically on this CT side. We're not going to be too concerned, because once we go over to our T side, we're just going to slam them.
Smiths could get found. He will get found. Great job on Zero there. I mean, they didn't have a lot of money to go hunting them, but they still kind of tried it. Anyway, Zero actually had a decent bank, but yeah, taking a bit of a chance to find Smiths, and that's definitely worth it. EnVy going to go for a buy up this time, because they were ecoing last time. That rifle on Smiths was saved from the previous round. No AWP though, and a shot on Kyoshima there from Oscar, so yeah, I like this. I definitely do. But I think EnVy definitely have like a, just the mindset that we're destined to win this anyway. it's going to be a long time before they start really being scared.
Yeah, before they get worried.
Yeah.
And that was just timing there as well from the earlier shot with the AWP. That nade, that HE nade, still going up. Still actually being used instead of the smoke, basically, to make that cross jump. So effective as well, because you really can't see anything. You just have to go by feel, by timing. So no luck this time for Keo. I'm curious to see if NBK is going to go for anything, any cheekiness, if he's going to try and sneak his way in here or not. There is a man lying in wait right around the corner, though, so if he does, he's going to be in for a rude surprise. Quest just hanging out in Longhouse right now. And this has been the duel throughout this entire, throughout the first 8 rounds, it's been the duel between Quest and NBK. So far, Quest, I think he's won the last 2 rounds. So NBK's got to be feeling a little antsy over here on this Longhouse.
Oscar now being put forward to check all the angles, waiting. If he's right, he could maybe get this kill. Smoke's going to be up, and Smith's jumping up on the back line. It's such a cool position. You can look right over the smoke there. Not going to happen. NBK will take down one. He falls to Barbie, but then Smith is there for the return. Right through the smoke. A double kill as well. Quest going down, and it's up to 0 and Uno. Not exactly an amazing position for them either. And Happy, look at this. Up on the barrel on the back lines here. Gonna be with the 1 kill. Sprays through, not gonna connect there. Jumping and shooting and Shocks will end up getting that kill. So Envy picking up a round after losing 3 in a row and making it 6-3. And the problem is nEophyte.
And he still has the help of Kiyoshima as well, who's waiting right around the corner. Pop flash in hand. There you go. Flash goes out. They turn around, though, and he still manages to pick up the 1 kill.
Oh, but look at that. Great double from Oscar. Really, really tight situation. If he misses one of those shots there, he's instantly dead. He's still going to walk into the middle. Does get tagged double up and ends up going down to Smiths. But the rest of his team pushing into B, and they could win this 2v3. It's not too bad in the B bomb side. If you just get the bomb down, they have a smoke safe. They have 1 more smoke as well on 0. They could smoke off window and really be safe in putting down that bomb. But already from upper dark, oh, 0's going to go down, and Quest is going to drop as well. They just missed a slight timing window then, and Envy just being super fast as well, not really allowing them to set up at all.
Speaking about timing windows, couldn't have been a better time for NBK to round the corner in upper dark there. Yeah. He just saved Shoxy. That was flat out going to be the worst time for Shoxy because he got red. They saw that pop flash coming in. They knew exactly what was happening. They knew that somebody was going to push through window. It's just that NBK this time around, perfect. Just shows up right on time to save the day. And so Envy, man, look again though, Envy, man, they really just go for the same setup nearly every single time. 2 to the B site, 3 out on long. This is the anti-rush as well. They're going for those flashes. Basically, they're designed to... Well, that HE was pretty money right there. Straight onto Barbie and Quest. But those anti-flashes are just designed to stop nEophyte cold if they're trying to rush onto that B site. But once things have calmed down, once they realize, okay, nobody's coming yet, they're going to go ahead and start getting some information in mid. And Shoxy taking quite a bit of damage, actually.
Kiyoshima getting some eco-frags here. Definitely feels good. Going to be a 4th one as well. And Oscar... going to sacrifice himself in the middle. Someone else denying that ace for Kiyoshima. Sad times. 8 and 3 though, moving into the 12th round, and the money finally there for nEophyte again. But this is really rough. 8 rounds is pretty good for Envy. They're going to be happy with that.
Yeah, this is pretty much Envy saying, okay, we've got everything we need. We could let you have every single round throughout the rest of this half, and we still won't be too bothered by that. Big eco round, though, leads to a big buy. And nEophyte, they've got everything they need. Oscar going for the aggressive peek on the op. He knows now that Shoxy has been really playing this position quite a bit, holding on that B slope at the bottom, trying to get info in mid. So he's already in position. He was in position, at least, for Shoxy to try and take that peek. Not going to be happening this time. Instead, he decides to go up Cat, and it doesn't look like there's anything there to block his way either, so... Yeah, he doesn't get anything out of it. Instead, it's Barbie to take out Happy, who was waiting in CT, and then NBK once again losing to Quest.
Yeah. Really not doing too well over at long right now, NBK. Just 2 people down. Let's see if they can convert it into a victory here. Smith's gonna take 1 step towards equalizing the score here. Shocks moving into the middle right with the smoke, and they're ready and waiting for him. A firing squad. And Zero will pick him off there. Shocks just being a little bit too bold. Now Smith's gonna come in. He's already got the 1 kill here. He's gonna have to do a bit of a miracle. He won't. Barbie takes him out. Kiyoshima last man standing. So nEophyte finding a 4th round.
You know, that's why it's kind of... It's kind of rotten for Shocks to run through at that time because they both get full flashed and then they were both messing up the jump onto box. So if nEophyte make the jump onto box, then Shocks catches them in the back. But because they messed up the jump, they're just sitting there and he's like, oh wait, Shoxy comes through. Okay, great, we got the kill. Sometimes it just works out that way. Kiyoshima right now though, he's cleaning up. It's another 2 frags for him, actually making this a very expensive round for nEophyte. He hears Barbie stepping in as well, but there's Oscar.
Yeah, very important that they don't lose anything else. They already lost 2 kills to him. which does impact the game for them quite a bit. I mean, they're going to have to rebuy 3 rifles here. You can tell Oscar, Uno, and also Barbie are very low on money. So if they lose a round now, they're going to be ecoing, or more or less. So a bit rough at the moment.
Now's the time to shake things up, it looks like. Oh, and the unscope. That's so unfortunate. The unscope just as Shoxy peeks out. Oscar's going to be kicking himself, and now Uno's the one to pick up that AWP, see if he can return that frag, but it's not going to be the case. NBK decides to go into Longhouse, and again, this is a confidence thing from NBK, basically. He's looking to try and break that, because that's yet another duel that he's lost to Quest. He's got to be so frustrated at this point, NBK, not understanding why he cannot actually get that kill down.
Yeah, but great job on Quest, though. This is, I mean, that's kind of hard to do, right? Have to win consecutive fights versus NBK over at Long. He's pretty good at playing that position, so yeah, a lot of credit to him for doing as well as he is right now. They are going to be a man down, and as Quest already saw 9 health, it's going to be a little bit tricky for them to get back into the round. Smoke goes up on Long, Happy just trying to keep them out. They could wait it out here if they wanted to, but oh,
that timing, and Uno's looking for the punish. He knows that he's going to be reloading, and he misses the shot. Happy goes for the repeat, though, playing with fire, hits that timing just right, and then the flash coming in from Smiths. Great teamwork there between Happy and Smiths, basically. The two Envy players holding Long, working well together. Because, you know, as soon as that push comes through, Happy is just like, you got something to help me here?
That, I actually really like that move from Uno. That was like on this first half on Dust 2.
I'm curious, does Shox go for another AWP? Yes, he does, because he has no soul. Kiyoshima, I'm actually kind of surprised that we don't see Kiyoshima or NBK go for something as well. Happy's usually the Scar 20 player, but then NBK could do it.
Maybe another Negev. Well, I mean, I guess NBK doesn't have a lot of room to be cocky right now, because he actually has been shut down on Long quite a bit. So maybe he's just keeping it cool like that. They're all going to chime in. Good return from Uno and Zero. But they're also alone now. They do have the bomb out on Long. And you pointed this out earlier. They kind of get the entry on Long, and then they don't really do much with it. And now, once again, they're being boxed in slowly. So they have to take a fight either on Long or go back to middle. But the problem going back to middle is they have no idea where Kiyoshima's holding in there. They could probably guess there's someone back there.
Yeah.
But where are they going to find him?
And does Kiyoshima, he spots the rifle.
Oh, no.
He knows. Yep. Spots the rifle, drops the bomb on the wrong side of the door as well. Wah, wah, wah. Like, that's just that's just so frustrating for nEophyte.
Oh, you need to make that noise more often.
But it's like Envy are so fast with their rotations as well, because they're just like, okay, they've taken Long over again, so Kiyoshima's like, okay, push into Upper Dark. He just doesn't waste any time. He just goes straight out through Upper Dark and gets control of mid, and from there, there's nothing nEophyte can do.
Right, so nEophyte definitely pretty well educated on how Envy play middle. Really good at winning fights over at Long. They're just up against the fact that Envy are you know, such good players, but I'm happy that nEophyte have been showing some some cool stuff in this first half. They get 4 rounds, which is not enough on T side in Dust 2 as it is right now. But that's not a surprise. I mean, it's kind of just an effect of the fact that they're playing such a strong opponent, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. They're playing a world-class team right here. I mean, a world champion, a major championship-winning team. I mean, basically just Envy have so many accolades. It's kind of tough to think, you know, when you're like you're basically like the pit bull, or no, you're the Chihuahua, or like the wiener dog, you know, trying to go up against the what can we go here? What's a big dog? The Siberian Wolfhound, or no, the Tibetan Mastiff. There we go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those are like basically bears, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yep. That's an accurate picture. Someone could really Photoshop that nEophyte in the jaws of a huge Envy dog. Let's bet someone out there with the talent for it. Second half going to be coming up. We're still on Dust 2. It's only the first map. There was some sort of bet going on Twitter. People asking how many rounds could they get total nEophyte on the first 2 maps. And I think a bunch of people were saying they wouldn't get over 13 at all over 2 maps. So that might actually be broken if this trend continues. They're gonna be pretty close.
Because
if they win one pistol round, then they're pretty much it.
Right.
Then
but
they're
then
good.
it's still Envy, right? They need to win the eco round as well.
Yeah, it's true.
Because that Force Spy is going to be coming out, and Envy are going to have Tech 9s.
Oh yeah. The Tech 9. We still haven't seen Train yet in this tournament, in spite of the fact that it is in the map pool. I just want to point that out. We'll keep pointing it out until somebody decides to pick Train just to shut me up.
So how much have you paid Flipside?
I should. That's the next step. I'll just start paying people to actually pick it. Actually, I know exactly who I could get to pick this map. It's Taz.
Taz would be okay with
Oh
Train?
yeah, Taz is crazy when it comes to map picks. I wouldn't even have to bribe him with anything. I could just bet. Taz is the ultimate person to use reverse psychology on. If I went to Taz right now and said, Taz, you'll never pick Train, I don't think you guys could do it at all. He'd do it just to spite you. I bet him during the Ufinity finals that they wouldn't pick Nuke against Titan, and he went up on stage and did it. And they won it as well. And up until that point, no one had, they hadn't picked Nuke at all. I was very upset. Had to buy him a couple of beers. All right. Uno and Oscar already gone down, and Happy gonna take down Quest, so not looking good here for the second half beginning. Barbie taking a long-range fight. Shock's coming up now with a double kill and leaving Zero in a very awkward position over at the B bomb site. They could just go and plant A, play it safe, but they really want these kills. And Kiyoshima will pick one up, and that is obviously a big problem for nEophyte. That was a very, very quick round from Envy.
Yeah, that was just Envy brutalizing nEophyte as well. They just kind of ran around the map, taking fights everywhere. Happy swaps out for that USP and he never stopped running. They never stopped holding W, basically. Envy just moved across that map, took every duel, won every duel, and now it's looking like it's going to get a little grim here. Although Oscar gets the headshot onto Shoxy through that door. Well, okay then.
Yeah, Shock's being put on notice. And actually, Happy gonna go down to Uno. He's hit 75, still pretty damaged. So it was looking really good, and they've taken 2 kills. They stole an AK. If they could save this for the next round, it'd be great. But then the scout goes away.
That's just NBK, man. NBK's got to be one of the best scout players right now as well. He just seems to be this fearless player when it comes to this sniper rifle. The ability to just jump around with it. He seems to get the most out of that gun. Every time he's getting frags, and now we get to see the air control and another kill going his way. Takes out Quest.
Yeah.
So this is now Envy with full control. They've got the AKs. They got everything they need. nEophyte, however, it's going to be an eco from them. Yeah,
it's a bit of a tough round here. Not really a lot that they can do, which means their fight for the comeback is going to start when it's 14-4. That's a really long time to try and fight back against a team like Envy.
And this was the concern. It's just once Envy get on that T side, they can just start running their game, doing what they want. They've got Happy snuck out onto Long now. He makes it past, but they spotted him. They double tapped him, actually. Down to 20 HP, and he's going to get caught out. Not going to be able to get anything out of it, but then they've cleared up that B site. Barbie doing a pretty good job, actually. Well, I guess he got a headshot, and then Shoxy was like, screw you, Smith, get out of my way, I want this frag.
Yeah, no time for weakness in the middle here.
Oscar in long range with a Tech 9.
It's been known to happen quite frequently.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, he kicks down Shox, and it's a 2v3. They plant the bomb and just go straight fighting. I mean, again, Envy not really playing safely, just essentially playing for the frags here in the middle. Kiyoshima gonna just around the corner spray down 2 people, and Uno coming up from behind. Well, he kind of relied on his teammates to do something in the middle. They're not gonna work. And this is also just a sign that Envy can play as they like, as long as they have a couple of players left who can sort of, tighten up and focus at the middle of or at the end of the round. It's going to be just fine.
I'm wondering if they've got a bet going on right now, like who can get the most frags. This is why they're just going straight up, no fear.
Currently, it's Shox winning by 1 over Kiyoshima and Smiths.
See, there you go, Kiyoshima, man. That's why he went. He didn't back off into sight. He was like, nah, need to get those 2. Need to get those 2. Gotta tie it up.
Well, 2 more rounds for Envy, and they're going to take away Dust 2. Now, nEophyte do have an AWP. No armor, but that's all right. And, almost got the kill. He did it last round with the Scout. Good flick, but just a pixel off there at the end. And MBK going to spray down Barbie over at that B-bomb site.
Happy coming very close there to picking off Uno as well. Now Envy, basically, they've taken the fights. They've realized how to go about this, and Cat is open. There's literally 2 flashes and an HE here for nEophyte to stop this push from coming in with.
Ooh, they spotted that Oscar. They know where he is. He's not got armor, so any grenade up there is going to do so much damage. Molotov in as well, and headshot onto Oscar. Kiyoshima picking it up. And now grenade raining on in. Not doing too much damage, though. Quest will pick up a kill. Zero will get a kill as well. It is a 2v3. Bomb goes down. Not necessarily the best position for Envy here, and I'm not sure why Kiyoshima's running. Well, I guess he could try and control long, but the bomb is not planted for him. So if he loses Smiths up in the bomb site here, he's going to have to somehow come back and do a really awkward retake, or at least a really awkward attempt to stop the defuse.
There's the flash through. Now Kiyoshima knows that they're going to push in. He picks up the first one. Should he pick up the second one, however, he's still just holding this angle. That smoke is there. Then Smiths annihilates Uno over on long. This is going to be down to Kiyoshima holding on Cat and the Meow. Decides it's time for a nap.
Well, grenade on in. 14 health, looking for a headshot. Gonna get it on Kiyoshima, so just the 2 kills this time. Envy making it to map point 15-4. And at the end of the round, it's actually Kiyoshima leading by 1 kill.
Oh, buddy.
You know, just for everyone out there who's still able to hear us, we realize there's some weird lag going on Twitch right now. It should be sorted out. We're working to do it, but we are aware that's going on. So thanks to everyone for notifying us, and we'll do what we can to sort it out. Oh, Happy opening up, taking down Uno. Let's see who's going to end up top fragging. Happy really gunning for it now. I need these kills to become #1. It's a 5v3 at the moment. Shocked charging on in. Gonna get that kill on Barbie. It's now a 2v5. And Zero, who's been playing really well. Zero's had a really good game here. Gonna be going down to NBK. So Oscar is all alone. Never got to leave CT spawn, apparently. Going for the headshot. Happy ends up with a triple kill. 16-4.
Did that do it? Did that put him above?
I think that was just what he needed. I think he ended up with the 1 or 2 kills above everyone else. So, yeah. It is kind of what we predicted, but I'm a bit sad that they didn't get to more on the T side, on the CT side. Really rough half for them.
Well, that's, again, it's like CT side, Happy, Envy. They had all the confidence, and then going into the next half, basically T side.
Yeah.
There's the disrespect again. Look at how Happy just runs out on long every single round. He's just like, I'm going to take these fights, and you're going to lose them, and then I'm going to eviscerate half the defense. What can you do if you're nEophyte at that point? Because you just need to, the only way to stop him basically is to hit a timing with a flash or something like that. Some kind of teamwork that you guys probably don't have because you're under enormous pressure, or just landing that headshot.
Yeah. I think nEophyte can get a lot out of a game like this, just going back to the drawing board and saying what worked and what didn't work. But it's going to be for another time. Now, we do obviously have another map coming up. It's going to be Cash, and it'll be right after the break, so stay with us.